Hello, everybody. Just a general announcement. I'm not going to do a 40 episode recap for this episode or the last episode because I can sum it up really easily. I've settled on Ron and Virus 2 as my two tournament pairings, and now I'm going to continue to stress test them and look for weaknesses whenever available. I'd like to see if there's any new gun lines out there that can crack Virus 2. So I'm going to try and arrange a game for Crucible Guard, Baldwin game, or McKay. I think Ron just does those better, but if they put down Silvestro, it becomes list chickeny, and I want to have the confidence of whether or not I draw Virus 2 or Ron, I can play into any of the pairs. So that's, geez, holy crap, freaking Facebook. Okay, there we go. So that's where I'm at there. What other general announcement? Oh, this scenario. So somehow we showed up on this scenario, and there was 2 flags instead of 2 objectives. So we were like, let's do it! And here we are. We've got 2 flags instead of two objectives. Spoiler, the scenario is a lot more live. And I actually, you know what? If these were flags instead of objectives, I would like this scenario. I would like it a lot more. This was a very live scenario, and it was a lot of fun. So I've got Thyron, I've got a bunch of halberdiers, Banshee, Manticore, Stormfall archers, a couple of thanes, and 2 of the rifle crews. So we've got across the board for me, Xerxis 2 broke his legs, decided he'd hop on an elephant and kick people's asses and continue to. There's 3 savages, a gladiator, 2 Kreas, Agonizer. On the right, we've got Tiberian, the one and only, just a gladiator, and then a Bronzeback Titan. Oh, and there's a willbreaker hanging out over here who's going to go score that flag. I didn't realize until after I deployed that it was flags. Yeah. So I'm not going to do a very good job of setting myself up to score that because I'm still imagining I'm just supposed to be contesting over there, not actually scoring it. I'll figure it out mid-game, though, and get my crap together. So I went first. I'm going to get way up the board. Holy Facebook. I can't get rid of this. All right, there we go. Yep, so I get, well, no, that skips a turn. Here we go. So this is where it went to. I go way up the board. I'm going to try and bait out that sentry so I can kill it. But he has savages. He has things that he can throw away a little bit easier. He is very heavily lined up with 3 beasts over here on the right, and I only have 1 unit of halberdiers. So I'm going to need to correct for that next turn. Otherwise, I'm just going to lose that side, which I'm actually okay with, honestly. The general rule of thumb for playing low model count into high model count is the low model count has to be able to take ownership of the middle of the map. And I say this confidently, but I just haven't found another way around it, and that's why I say it so confidently. Doesn't mean it is the actual truth. It just means, in my game experience, if there's a low model count army and a high model count army, the low model count army has to find a way to get the middle of the map, otherwise they lose on scenario. Because the high model count army can just indefinitely contest all the zones and jam them out from getting to their other zone. And so because one army has the ability to contest and the other one doesn't, they will eventually win on scenario. This is from an attrition scenario standpoint, assassination not relevant to this, just general speak that I'm giving. I mean, there's a lot more factors than that. Like, if all the high model count armies just dies all at once, it obviously does not matter where the low model count army is as long as they can test. But in an even attrition game, the low model count army has to take the middle of the map, so that way they can kind of contest and control everything. Because at some point, the high model count army can block them out of one section of the map, score that section of the map, and then continue to contest their sections and just win on scenario. So I am perfectly fine with losing this whole right-hand side. Now, let's see if I can get these pictures figured out. right here. So he came up, and I had some halberdiers there. They died, and the sentry's just kind of chilling out behind them. I'm just going to do some general attrition work. I'm going to kill the savages and kill that gladiator and contest his pieces. With the gladiator out, rush will lower the threat range potential for his army. I mean, he has to give away something over there, so kind of makes sense. I mean, or he couldn't, and I would just get the charges I want on him. But yeah, I'm going to pop mini feet. Whew, okay. I'm going to pop mini feet for the red unit and the white units because they both sustained losses, and I'm going to try and jam them out after killing a bunch of stuff. The Banshee shoots and knocks down this savage right here, and then the Stormfall archers just blow it off the board. The red unit of halberdiers goes in and kills this other savage right here, and then this savage on the left I just put a charger into, and I take my whole blue unit, I don't commit them at all, and I back them up because I want to get a full unit worth of charges next turn. So ideally I don't want to lose any of them, and I have no freaking clue what to do with Eiryss. He's got 2 shield guards and hyper aggressive, and I don't want his pieces moving closer to me after I've got a board state that I finally like. So she moves forward, doesn't do anything, and then repositions back because I just couldn't see anything I wanted to shoot. Because both the 2 shield guards screw things up a little bit. So yeah. Also, Manticore is going to run over here into this corner after these halberdiers kill the gladiator, because I would like to kind of have a little bit more of a presence over here on the right-hand side. So he tucks himself into the zone, and then Thyron runs all the way over there as well. I'm just going to keep holding my feet for assassination. I don't have any struggles with hitting anything in this list in melee. And yes, this is the correct picture. So his turn. Tiberian's going to get in there after all these guys. Xerxis, first off, is going to walk in up to here, pop some feet, and kill a whole bunch of halberdiers, and then sprint back. And everything's in his control range for his feet, which is Hands of Fate. This sentry, after a trample, gets to the middle of this pile and starts beating on some of my halberdiers that I didn't want him to beat on. Savage just kills a couple of halberdiers. Influence dude over here takes control of one of my guys and kills his buddy. They've been friends for a long time, but he just got talked into killing his buddy with influence. So that happened. And there was no scoring, and this was the start of his second turn. And Tiberian, when he got all the way over here, after some overtakes, he put about 3 hits into Manticore and did some decent damage to Manticore, broke through his shields, but nothing was crippled. The Bronzeback over here trampled over into the big pile of halberdiers. Now I've got a weird thing. I sent Thyron over here because I wanted to get one-on-one work done. There's 2 heavies, and I only have the ability to kill, maybe, I mean, if I'm lucky, one of them with Manticore. And it feels too risky where if one of them lives, Thyron just dies. So, let's see if this is the correct picture. Not the correct picture. Here we go. This is where we're at. So, Manticore is just going to go beat up Tiberian. He rolls its dice off 3, and I think I do a total of like 5 damage. It's on 4 attacks. It was some pretty bad dice. Halberdiers do a little bit of damage. This halberdier over here charged the Krea. On this side over here, my halberdiers dice spike a crap ton and kill the sentry, and Manticore's sitting over here, or Banshee's sitting over here on a full camp, like, I'm gonna go kill you, sentry. Halberdiers kill the sentry, so he has nothing to do now. So he takes a shot at the willbreaker and misses. The Houseguard rifle team takes a shot at after sacrificing movement, takes a shot at the willbreaker and misses. And I put some charges into that sentry, do really good work. I think the Stormfall archers in it kill it, if I remember right. And I score that zone over there on the left, and I also score the center zone. So score goes up 2-0. Is this going to be? Yep. This is what it looks like here at the end. Oh, and I ran Thyron over here onto the left because I just needed to keep him safe. Eiryss still doesn't know what to do with herself. I think she shoots a whippy boy. And some other whippy boys got toasted as well. So his turn. These two are going to frenzy because they're out of the 10-inch control range now. Frenzians to Manticore leave and critical smites him backwards. He doesn't quite reach the rifle team though, sad day. And he's got about 2 boxes left and everything's crippled except for his left arm. This Bronzeback doesn't frenzy and it kills the crap out of all those halberdiers. Now Xerxis does a cool thing. This Krea takes the free strike, walks over here, paralyzes the thane that I ran to contest this zone because I expected this crap to die over here. And I still want to contest the zone and also contest the flag. Well, I'm not actually contesting the flag, but I didn't predict him scoring it. Yeah, so anyhow, this Krea walks over here, paralyzes the Houseguard thane, takes a free strike, doesn't really care about the free strike, it does like 6 damage or something. Xerxis charges over, gets to this weird janky angle, kills the halberdier, and then can do a stranglehold where he doesn't have to boost a hit, but can boost damage since defense is 5 after the paralyze on the thane. The stranglehold kills the thane, and then he repositions or sprints over here. So he's now going to score this zone on the right, and after killing this halberdier over here with a Krea, he's going to walk the willbreaker over there to score that flag. So that'll make the score 2-2, and he runs his last whippy boy. I shot the others with Stormfall archers over here behind this house. And let's see if this is the correct picture. No, that is not the correct picture. Not the correct picture. Oh yeah, I skipped a bunch. Where the heck did that picture go? Here it is. This is where we were. Okay. So, yeah. This gets super annoying. Rifleman, sacrifice movement, shoots the willbreaker. Good job. Thyron does not have line of sight to that Krea. Otherwise, I'd just go kill it with it. I put 4 halberdier charges into it. I miss a lot and don't kill it and do a little bit of damage. Oh, and I shot the Agonizer and the Krea with Stormfall archers and did a whole bunch of damage to it before. He didn't hyper-aggressive with any of them. But yeah. Doesn't kill the Krea. Halberdier's repositioned into the zone. The halberdier unit attachment officer walks around the side of the building and goes to kill the choir. Does not kill the choir. He misses him. So they just reposition farther. The flag dude and the unit attachment both reposition into that zone to contest it. So now Tiberian's here to shield guard, and I want to get rid of that choir dude so I can score another point. But first, Banshee kills the Krea. Arcanist runs over and sits on the flag. So there's going to be 2 points for sure right there. I'd like to be greedy and grab this middle one because the score is 2-2. So, jeez. My rifle team walks over here and takes a shot at the back of the choir who's engaged. And I hit the choir, and then it gets shield guarded to Tiberian, who then hyper aggressives forward into Manticore and the rifle team. Manticore stands up and smacks Tiberian twice and does no damage. Then Eiryss walks around to this spot right here to try and shoot the choir dude in the back, needing a 6, and gets countercharged by the Bronzeback Titan. The Bronzeback needs a 9 to hit and squashes Eiryss. So that choir member lifts. And I did not see that coming into play that way, but that is how that worked out. But nevertheless, I score 2 on the left-hand zone, making the score 4-2. And that is... We're going everywhere with these pictures. Oh, and I killed the crap. Yeah, I killed that Agonizer. I talked about that. So this is more or less what this scenario looks like. Yep. His turn's pretty simple. He doesn't want these guys running over here to contest, so Tiberian finish off the Manticore, kills the whole rifle team. And then this Bronzeback frenzied into the Krea, unfortunately. But the Krea lived, got up, went over and killed those two halberdiers. And then, excuse me, Tiberian more or less sits there. Oh no, he goes over to the flag. So he scores 2 points. And I scored 2 points. No, sorry, he only scored 1 point. He did not completely kill these two. He killed the flag guy, but did not kill the officer with the Krea. So he scores 1 point. I score 2 points over there, and that brings the score to 6-3. So I'm up by 3. I contest his flag, slap clock, and score 2, and just win. Which, I mean, he was just running out of models. He still has a good amount of attrition stuff he can do, but he's running out of the models. Stranglehold at this point in the game would really have a big piece of relevance, as he could start killing halberdiers and then strangleholding the key, either Thyron or the Banshee, so that I would have a hard time killing his Bronzeback and Tiberian. It would definitely be a game if scenario wasn't a thing at this point, because of these flags mainly, because that's giving me extra scoring power. Who knows how it actually would go without that. Yeah, so that was that. It was a lot of fun. I had a great game. Goes kind of back to what I said earlier about low model count armies needing to control the middle of the board so that they can contest throughout in an even attrition game. Or they just need to go up so much on attrition that they can swing back for points and get the lead on points. Because the other reason why they need to control the middle of the board is if it can take more than 7 turns to kill off all the numerous dudes with low model count armies. And if the high model count army is up on points, they can win by turn 7 pretty validly. Also, the funny thing is about low army count versus high army count, time clock management becomes very, very relevant. If the high model count army can move very quickly and put a lot of pressure on the low model count army, the low model count army can just spend a lot of time unjamming themselves and doing a lot of dice rolls and dealing with problems that arise from the process of unjamming themselves. And it can really burn clock. Well, thank you for watching, and have a great day.